'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the kitchen I was the only one stirring, 'cause the ingredients needed mixin'. The measuring cups were hung by the oven with care, in hopes that sugar and flour would soon be there. The cookies were nestled all snug in the oven, in hopes that the breadcast guests would soon give them some lovin'. And I heard them exclaim as they went in our tummies, I hope that we are very, very yummy. Welcome to the Breadcast Holiday Special. I'm your host, Joe Saunders. Happy holidays, everyone. It's great to be back and to be doing this special episode of the show. And like the famous Star Wars holiday special, this is going to be a non-canon installment of the Breadcast show. Wow. And will probably be pulled from release sometime in the future. So real quick, why a Breadcast holiday special? I'd say it's because the holidays are the ultimate time for bread. People are home, spending time with their families, reflecting on the past year, excited for the new year to come. And hey, let's be honest, we're all doing a little extra eating. The holidays are simply a great time to bake something and share it with the ones you love. And I'm hoping that if the original Breadcast trilogy was like Baz Luhrmann's classic Red Curtain trilogy, well then I think the Breadcast holiday special will be a lot like his follow-up, 2008's sweeping romantic epic Australia, starring Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman. It might be a disappointment domestically, but it'll be a big hit overseas. And I just want...
I know we're not supposed to interject, but do you script out the Breadcast?
Yeah, there's a lot of scripted out. A lot of preparation goes into this. Anyway, I guess I should introduce my guests. If you've listened to the Breadcast, you definitely know who they are. Welcome, the Doughboys, Mike, Mitchell, and Nick Wiger. Hi, guys.
This is like NPR. You've got like such an intensely... you've got like copy. You're just getting through.
I can't riff off the top of my head. I have to prepare all this.
You script the entire Breadcast?
Well, you'll see. It's not all scripted, you know. There'll be some moments for...
Is what you're saying to me right now scripted or no?
Yeah, I'm reading cards that are behind you, that are mounted behind your head.
I mean, I've been reading cards this whole time.
Joe, my question to you is, the cookie said, I hope we're yummy as they got eaten?
Yeah.
Strange.
They understand their destiny. It's like it's like in Cloud Atlas when they have that ritual where they're ascending and they kind of understand that part of their fate is to be killed.
Yes.
And so that they, it's the same sort of principle.
I think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fulfilling their role.
They're ascending to some other higher plane.
Right.
Interesting.
It's kind of a beautiful thought, I think.
I think that it makes consuming food a lot less... it removes a lot of the moral questions from consuming food if the food wants to be eaten.
Yeah. I usually feel really bad when I'm eating cookies.
I do.
Well, I know you guys know a lot about food. You talk about food on your podcast. Have you ever baked on your own?
I've done some baking. I actually very recently baked for Doughboys, but I baked a cranberry crustless pie that came out pretty well.
He did a great. I'll give him credit.
Thanks for saying that, Mitch.
Was that something you'd made before? Or?
It was not something I made. It was from a recipe. I will say that I am a better cook than a baker because they are different skills, and as you know better than me, baking is a formula, and cooking you have a little bit more you have a little more leeway to fuck it up.
Yes.
And that's why I think in cooking I can salvage something a little bit, whereas baking I'll sometimes just fuck something up and be like, oh god, this is a disaster.
Yeah,
but I have done baked breads, I've baked cookies, I've baked muffins, cupcakes, the whole gamut.
That sounds like you've done a lot then.
But not not frequently. Part of it because I cut down on carbs, and also part of it is just like it's not something I do regularly anymore. Like if I'm using the oven, I'm using it to pan roast something or bake some potatoes. I'm not using it to bake up a loaf.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'd bake stuff more back in the past, Joe.
Like what's the past?
Like with my grandma. I mean, like I'm saying, like even probably like 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
We're talking like my teens and
your mid-20s or something.
God, that's the joke I use for Wiger. He's the old one. You and I are the same age, basically. Even though I guess Wiger and I are almost the same age, basically.
Yeah. I loved making peanut butter cookies when I was a boy. It was like one of my favorite things. Like I would make grilled cheese sandwiches and peanut butter cookies, and that was like one of the instances I was allowed to use the oven with parental supervision.
Would you make them from scratch, or did you use like a mix,
not a mix? No, I mean like from scratch. I'm not like you're using peanut butter off the shelf, but I wasn't using a mix. I was using flour. I was sifting flour and putting in sugar and everything, and I that was a real hoot. I loved cooking up them cookies, and I really loved using the fork to press the little the little imprint on it.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and it was just a great it's very rewarding if you turn out a good batch.
It is rewarding. It's a nice like feeling to get when it like kind of comes together, and then you can share it with people.
All right, I'm getting back into it.
This is
I'm
great.
back in the game.
This is great.
My dad bought a bread making machine when I was younger. So now this must be exciting news for you, the Breadcast.
Well, let me ask you this: as the Breadcast, as the authority on bread, how do you feel about bread making machines?
I've never used one.
Wow.
I'm kind of curious about it.
Oh, so you thinking my dad? What? Just who gives a shit about his bread making machine?
I'm thinking that maybe he took some shortcuts. I don't know. Is that baking? I don't know.
Tell it to his fucking grave, you asshole.
Hey, old man Mitchell, you cheated.
He would make like cranberry. He made like a couple cranberry breads.
God, cranberries really work well in bread.
Yeah,
they really
well.
do. Just like the tartness is just like really, especially if you get fresh ones, it transfers so well.
And then you heat it up with some butter on there.
Would it be like
what a delight?
Would it be cranberry bread like a regular yeast bread, or was that like a dessert bread?
These are questions kind of outside of my knowledge.
Did it taste
area.
like cake, or did it taste like bread you would make a sandwich out of?
I think it would taste. It tasted more like cake-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, putting butter on cake in the Mitchell household. All right.
It wasn't an actual cake with frosting.
Yeah.
Were you making sandwiches with cake?
We weren't putting cold cuts between fucking slices of cake. It was like a thicker kind of. It was a bread. It was like a thicker, cakey bread, like a muffin
raisin,
almost.
Like raisin.
It
Was
felt
it like raisin bread?
It was kind of like how a muffin would be, or raisin bread is kind of a good comparison. But it was definitely a thicker bread. It was good. He made a couple, but he did not use it much. He used it like a couple times, and then that thing was done and sat in our kitchen for 20 years.
I think that's an apparatus that collects dust in a lot of kitchens.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think maybe a blueberry bread. Also, blueberry bread or a cranberry bread with a slice of butter. Heat it up in the. If you heat it up in the toaster beforehand, or you put it in the microwave and it's softer, and you put some butter on there, that's a great combo.
That absolutely
really
works
good.
well.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I will say this too, because I am not one. I should not be one to judge, because our family, we would have cinnamon rolls and we'd put butter on the cinnamon rolls,
sick fucking
which is
fucks.
so opulent. But I loved it. It's so indulgent.
Should put more butter on there, enough so that you wouldn't be on this plane right now.
Not on this
If you would just put a little bit more butter.
not on this mortal plane.
Mortal
in a
plane.
different dimension. Like,
I'd be fine with you being in another dimension too.
like when Blaze the cat merges with the Iblis trigger and banishes herself so she can save all of Sonic and his friends.
This happens in Sonic?
Yeah, it happens in one of the Sonic games.
I hope they put it in the movie.
I think it is in the movie. I mean, it wasn't the draft I read.
I think it's in the first scene of the movie.
Yeah, that's how they open. It's the cold open.
Well, do you guys want to try the baked dish I've made this week?
Ooh.
I am thrilled.
Now is it
to
not
try
a
this
bread?
baked
Now
dish.
I'm kind of nervous.
Here we go.
Joe, I was going to say this. I'm a huge fan of bread. I truly love bread. I mean, I also love pizza. I love dough. I love any sort of it's like a doughy pizza, bread subs, submarine sandwiches, any sort of bread. I'm a huge bread fan. It's bad, obviously. It's a weight. It makes you gain weight. It's bad, carbs, etc.
When I lost a good amount of weight, it was largely from cutting out bread and refined sugar, and that was like it was difficult to do, but it is crazy how much your health improves just by getting rid of bread.
Wiger was on the highest protein diet, if you catch my drift.
Come on. Suggesting I'm consuming a lot of semen. That's what you're saying. You're saying that I was
Is that the highest,
your own
that's the highest
semen.
protein?
You're saying. I should describe the tablescape real quick. So we've got. I think this may be the mystery bread is perhaps underneath this towel that is in front of us.
Yeah, I like
Maybe
to do a little bit of a reveal here, because
Okay,
you guys don't know. No guests on the Breadcast never know what the baked dish is gonna be. I assume you guys
Right.
don't have any big allergies.
No baking allergies.
No baking allergies.
No food allergies
No,
that I know of.
yeah, no food allergies.
But so we've got some sort of bread food that is covered up with a towel.
Can I say
and then
that
we've got some paper plates next to it, and then sitting right next to Mitch is a chef's knife that I'm worried is going to be turned against me in the course of this recording.
It is
really
a very-
feels like Mitch could just reach for it and murder me at any point.
I almost stabbed my hand. And Joe, what is this? Is this Ohio?
This is Georgia.
He's got a
of
Georgia
course.
cutting board. Oh, for a
I have a
Georgia peach.
I have a Georgia. I'm from Georgia.
Oh,
My
I was
parents
looking
gave
at it
me
the wrong
this
way. I was
cutting
looking at
board.
the up.
This
I was looking
nice,
at it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were
bamboo?
looking at it the right way, you'd immediately know it was Georgia.
Oh,
from the
like
shape.
you would too, you piece of
yeah,
shit.
the geography
Okay.
whiz sitting to my right.
It's a Georgia. That makes sense. You're from Georgia. I should have gotten that. I should have thought of that first. Joe, I want to say that this towel loosely sitting on the thing we're about to eat isn't the most appetizing presentation.
Right.
Well, sorry.
I'm excited to see what you got for us.
This is. I'm just trying to. I don't want to reveal it too
Right.
early. But are you guys ready to see?
I
Yes.
am beyond ready to see.
Well, this is the Breadcast holiday special, so I decided to do kind of kind of probably the most obvious holiday baked good, bread related, gingerbread cookies.
Wow.
Those look great. I'm going to take a
Joe,
picture. Wait,
wow.
I'm going to take a picture.
Joe, these
Those
are
look great.
professionally made gingerbread cookies.
They look like the look of them at least. They look like gingerbread cookies when they came out.
This is like straight out of the kitchen of another famous Southern chef, Paula Deen.
That's true.
Well,
Hope we don't have any Paula Deen incidents on,
these
this,
are
on this record. That would be very bad.
so these are
Bad for all of our careers.
These are gingerbread cookies, and they're decorated with cream cheese frosting
Yes.
with
Wow.
red cinnamon sprinkles. Now, I got to
wow.
be upfront. The cream cheese is from a tube. I didn't make
Okay.
this. I didn't
Okay.
make the cream cheese.
That's bullshit, but okay.
Wait, you didn't make the cream cheese frosting? It's just regular. It's just off the shelf cream cheese.
Oh, just off the shelf cream cheese.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
the cookies, yeah,
Joe, can I pull this guy out for a second?
you can.
I would say that this looks like Joe.
Oh, you got a little Saunders there.
He's got a smiling face like Joe does. He's a happy guy. He looks
Yeah.
he looks like a Saunders.
These-
Wearing a
all-
bow tie like
I can't
Saunders
pull 'em
always
out.
The
does.
cookies, you can pull them out. You can feel free to help yourselves.
it's the other cookies are weighted on it.
Well,
I have my eye on this
These
one.
look really good.
Well, here, take a plate and help yourselves.
Joe, I got to say this. Just feeling it. Huge compliment to you. These are
Thanks,
soft.
buddy.
This is interesting. We're gonna get into this about the softness.
I think
Mitch is touching every cookie.
I want
Yeah, if you could
my
just-
guy.
I'm gonna take this one with a little smiley face. That's the one I'm gonna take.
Now,
Also a
these
little
are
kind of a Saunders
these are
vibe.
decorated. Yeah, Dave, get in there. These are decorated. It is very hard. I've never decorated cookies before. This was very hard. Rachel actually, my girlfriend Rachel actually did that one.
That one looks
That
great.
one looks good.
The one that I took. Oh, then you should eat this one.
No,
Joe.
a boyfriend should always eat his girlfriend's cookie.
Yeah, he should. Not mean.
Jesus Christ.
But it was very challenging. I was like, oh, it'll be very easy to decorate cookies. For some
Right.
reason, it seemed like very obvious.
No, it's a challenge to use that icing gun.
Joe, would you like the one that Rachel made?
No, help yourself.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
gonna,
in here.
bite into this happy
Now-
guy with the red cinnamon eyes.
Now, bite in there. Yeah, go ahead and take a bite, taste it out. I'm going to talk a little bit about the baking process here. Now,
Please.
this recipe came actually from the old gray lady herself, the New York Times cooking section. I think it's the old
Wow.
gray lady. And it's by, the recipe is written by Jennifer Steinhauer. And I'd never made gingerbread cookies before, but I was really surprised at how many ingredients go into gingerbread cookies. I thought it was going to be, a pretty simple cookie that didn't have that many ingredients.
Right.
Let's just kind of talk through all this stuff. So you just start by combining the brown sugar, molasses, and shortening in a saucepan. You then heat this stuff over kind of medium-low heat until it all mixes together. Then once it's like kind of this one consistency, you take it off the heat. You then add, let's see, what do you add here? You add a fourth of a cup of cold water and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. And when you add the baking soda, something had happened in this that hadn't happened in any of the other things I've made for the breadcast. There's like a reaction.
Oh,
Where
interesting.
it all of a sudden starts bubbling up, and I thought it was going to overflow the pot.
Right.
Luckily, I'd read the comments in the New York Times recipe, and I knew this was
They
gonna
warned
happen.
of this.
People in the comments were like, look out for the reaction
Oh, wow.
when you add the baking soda. So I was ready for it, and I had a bigger pot. But then you let it bubble up. You then let it cool. And then what do you do?
I almost just broke my tooth on a cinnamon.
Be careful.
Those cinnamon things are pretty.
Those cinnamon things, yeah, those are hard.
They're
I feel
pretty
like-
hard.
yeah.
I had one of those situations where I was like it was probably an inch away from breaking my tooth.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna sue the broadcast.
Oh yeah, then it's like a matter of adding like cinnamon, salt, eggs, ginger, cloves, and 4 cups of flour.
Did you say cloves?
Cloves. Yeah, cloves is a spice, I guess.
Right.
I don't know what cloves is exactly.
Do you grind them up or you just throw them in as is?
I just bought it. I bought it.
you bought it ground.
I bought it in the spice section.
Because I
Like a
remember
little container
when they were in my parents' spice cabinet, they were like whole cloves.
That's
They're just like, yeah.
That's probably the way that you get really fresh ones.
Right. Yeah, kind of like peppercorns, and I guess you can grind them up.
Yeah, it was definitely like ground, like brown.
Okay.
Little substance. But then you put all that together, it becomes like this really big sticky, dough, and you're actually supposed to form it into a ball.
Okay.
And it was like maybe like about the size of,
The way
I don't know.
you're
What
like,
would you say the size of this is?
Okay, that the size you're making, I think you're
a football.
Yeah, I would
This is
say
a
I would
football.
say a volleyball. If you're thinking of something that's spherical.
Volleyball, I feel like is this.
It's
Volleyball's
not,
not-
volleyball's not that big.
I feel like this is
I think
a volleyball.
I think it's a football.
No, I played volleyball. A volleyball is not that
I'd say
big.
it's
That's more like a basketball. A
I think
volleyball is
it's a-
not
I
the
think it's a
size of a
A
football.
basketball.
volleyball is not
Football
that
is
crazy
good.
different from a. I think maybe a football or like a mini. I keep thinking mini basketball. If that's a size, I don't
Football was a
know.
great answer.
Maybe like a mini football is oblong. It did like
Who
you have a
cares?
different sort of a sense of its size. Something spherical is more useful as a measure. I would say that the way you were holding your hands is volleyball. If that's not what you're thinking, then you should put your hands closer together.
This is a volleyball.
That's a volleyball.
Not a volleyball.
Absolutely a
Give me a
volleyball.
freaking
He's
break.
holding a
This is like a
football.
child's volleyball.
No, that's close to
This is
a
a
volleyball
football.
size.
This is
It's a football.
You're moving your hands closer together, and now that's more like a mini basketball.
well, it was
the
like
original
it.
position
I
was
would
like a
say
volleyball.
This is how much that looks about like 6 inches. Is that 6 or 7 inches?
I never saw a volleyball. Just
Mitch,
to be
you
clear.
intimidated by the 6 or 7 inch gap?
Okay.
By the
Anyway,
way, a very normal size right there, which I am intimidated
it's
by.
true. It's true. Anyway, you get this big ball of dough, of
Yes.
whatever size it is. You put it in the fridge.
Right.
You make it into a ball, put it in a bowl, put it in the fridge where it stays between 2 hours and 24 hours.
Right.
Whoa.
And I had to make this last night, so it was only able to stay in there 2 hours. Then take it out, take the dough after it's been in there, it gets nice and cold. You take the dough out, you then roll it out into about a quarter of an inch thickness,
Yeah.
and then you cut your cookies from that. And I thought it would have been really fun to go buy like a gingerbread cookie man stamp.
I was gonna say, did you just cut these?
That one, the one you ate was cut.
Wow.
But these other ones, I actually stamped using a pint glass.
Oh, okay.
What about
They're all kind of
what about
circular.
this?
Yeah.
What about the snowman one you got there?
This is a pint glass, and then I just had a little bit left over, and I
you
stuck
mushed
it on
it.
the top.
You mushed it on top.
That-
I have
cute.
one cookie that's has a big circular snowman, and then he has kind of a dumpling head on.
I'm the only one.
Limbless snowman.
I'm the only one who really
got a
ate.
hat.
I'm really the only one who ate a gingerbread man. Really.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
It was good.
And then the last thing is you take, so you roll them out, you stamp them, put them on a cooking pan, and then you bake them for 350 degrees just for 10 minutes.
Wow.
Take
wow.
them out.
May I have
That's it.
another one?
You can have as many as you want. Help
I'm gonna
yourself.
have this one that's
I'll
kind of
have
got
another
this hypnotic sort of hypnotist sort of wheel in the middle of it.
I got a little.
Weiger's eyes have got his pupils are dilated.
Yeah.
He looks like he's just looked at Hypnotoad.
I had a little bit of fun. Look at this one. I tried to do this one. Look at this.
Oh, there's Homer
Homer.
on there.
Dough. I'm made of dough.
Oh yeah.
Weiger actually liked that.
That was great.
I have a lot of different thoughts.
Good. No, look. You should be completely honest about this. This is not. You're not going to hurt my feelings to be critical of the cookie. I've never made this recipe before.
Here's what I'll
I'm gonna
say.
turn into it.
I like the cream cheese icing.
Oh, interesting.
I am not sold on the red cinnamon candies. I think the red cinnamon candies, they're a nice visual element, but I think the rest feels very homemade, and that feels like you're just putting a store-bought candy on top of it. The actual cookie, I think the texture is great. I love that it's soft and chewy. It's a delight, and it's got a great ginger flavor. I think I just prefer having had one that had the cinnamon candies on it and one with just the frosting. I will go just frosting. Sans candies.
Yeah. I think, I totally agree with that. I like how these are really soft. I feel like I've had a lot of gingerbread
Super
cookies
soft.
that are like hard. That like
Gingerbread
snap.
cookies are usually. I'm going to say this. Well, first of all, why do you have this cutting board with a giant knife on it?
Well, I don't know. In case you wanted to, I always put this stuff out.
All right. It just looks dangerous.
Why don't you keep asking about this knife and we'll find out why the knife is there?
That's what it seems like. I think gingerbread cookies usually are whack.
They often
Yeah,
are.
I don't
agree.
like them usually. The hard gingerbread cookies, they suck. I don't like them. It's not and gingerbread I like okay. These I like the Joe. You did a great job.
Very good job.
I think that this tastes a lot better than normal gingerbread cookies, and I think that the softness to it just helps a lot. I agree with Wiger. I think that I think those cinnamon candies themselves are bad. Just in
Yeah.
general, I think any cinnamon candies like this are shitty. I did almost break my top tooth and my bottom tooth on one.
Yeah.
I
I
just
ma-
ate one. Yeah, they're hard.
And they're very hard.
and they're just not that great.
I wonder if you almost like if you dusted it with like a cinnamon sugar or something, if that might be a better approach.
Over
that's
the
not
whole cookie?
Oh, just a thought. I don't know.
I think that's a good idea.
Could
yeah, I
work.
think that would be.
Yeah,
I think
that would be a
help.
nice thing to make it visual, because I feel like it feels like a lot of the fun of a gingerbread cookie is like the visual,
Sure.
and so something like that would be good. Yeah,
I ate the one that was closest to the gingerbread man that Rachel made. It was great. I will say that I like the ones that have more of the frosting on. That one, the gingerbread man didn't have a ton of frosting on.
Right.
Yes.
It had 3 of those cinnamon things, which I didn't like, but it didn't have as much frosting. With the ones with more frosting on them do taste. I like them better.
that's a good
Yeah.
balance of having that frosting with it. That's interesting.
I will
Yeah.
say that right now my stomach is hurting, and it could be because of these 2
What?
gingerbread cookies that I just ate, or it could be because of the 2 pounds of Mexican food that Mitch and I had 90 minutes ago.
I guess
Yeah,
there's
you know
just
what?
One of
no
the two.
way
It's
to
hard-
know.
Yeah, it's hard to solve this mystery, but
My stomach
one of the
hurts
2.
too, Joe, and I blame the cookies. I think.
Yeah, it's the cookies.
I mean, my stomach hurts too.
No, they're very good.
they're good cookies, well made.
Yeah, they
Nice
seem
work.
a good color, a good softness. Dave, you've had I think 4 or 5 at this point.
Hell yeah, they're great.
There's a regular cookie monster.
What
Great. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention that was interesting about the making of these.
I wonder who's going to take a bullet and have this one that's got like 80 candies on it.
Oh yeah, I put
No way.
there's one cookie that has like
Bitch, break those teeth.
that looks like it has. I put like 10 red candies. I got a little crazy with how I thought the candies.
You
looked.
got the one that's just completely dotted with candies, and then you've also got it right next to it. It's like a
this
20.
is-
It's like all the faces on a 20-sided die you use for D&D, and then it's right next to a cookie that is completely unfrosted.
Yeah,
it's just
blank
completely
cookie.
naked.
the bottom ones. Yeah, I was like, well, maybe.
Oh, the bottom
frosting's-
ones are unfrosted.
I wasn't sure if the frosting was going to be good. So you you guys
Don't
know
look at us.
do you
We're
guys-
naked. Whoa, did you guys hear that?
Do you guys know who this is?
Is that Batman?
Is that Mac tonight?
Wolverine?
It's Wolverine.
Hell yeah.
Wow, can I see that again?
Cool, dude.
Wow,
That's really cool.
It's
not look like him, but I appreciate the attempt.
yeah.
It does look like him, Joe. You did a great job. I'm not going to make fun of all this. You did great.
Yeah, I thought this turned out pretty good. I really like how soft these are. I feel like I so associate the gingerbread cookies with like a hard, like crunchy thing.
Well, Joe,
This is, like,
what,
fun.
what for you is the other baked good of the holiday season? What would you say? What was the other options for you to make?
Well, this was tough because I feel like I do immediately associate the holidays with baking, but I was having a hard time coming up with what to make. Like
Yes, right.
fruitcake is something.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. What do you guys think? What
Fruitcakes are polarizing. I think
Right.
a lot of people. Are
I've
like
never had
not
a good
into
fruitcake
fruitcakes.
before,
A lot
so-
of times they're really bad. By the way, I just thought of a Wolverine thing. Can I say it now?
Yes.
I mean, I know it's a little late. Boy, you got Wolverine. You got Homer. It's like Professor X meets Professor Frink.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
wow, that was great.
thanks.
Anyways,
I think, like, for me, what I think of is, and a lot of this is my grandma baking. I think of a lot of holiday cookies and pies. You know, I think like sugar cookies, gingerbread cookies, but pies are a big thing I associate with not just Thanksgiving but also Christmas.
Yes.
and just classics. Not a pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is the one that I think of as a Thanksgiving exclusive.
Yeah.
But you'll get those apple pies, you get those cherry pies, you'll get a pecan pie, one of my
Class,
favorites.
yeah.
Did they do that down south in Georgia?
Oh yeah, my family has a pecan pie recipe that I make all the time.
Wow.
It's really good. Put a little booze in that.
that was like listening to a Attitude Era rock monologue, except you never got to the punchline.
Wait, what? Like it was like the Rock cutting one in the ring during the.
Yes.
Okay.
He'd be like, "You got every type of pie," and then he would say "Poo-tang."
He'd say Poo-tang pie. Yeah,
But
you'd go blue.
It just sounded like it sounded like the boring version of that.
I'm not
I thought it
gonna
was
go
good.
blue or deliver anything resembling a punchline. That would be against the spirit of the breadcast.
Yes. Hey, wait a minute. Thank you, Nick. I think that's you summed up the podcast.
I got
pretty
news for you,
well.
He
Joe.
listens.
I'm blue, abba-dee, abba-da.
Oh no,
boy.
Eiffel 64 is here.
If I were D, what is it? What are the lyrics to that? All I know is I'm blue.
I think ubabu di ubabu da. It's like gibberish.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Minion song. You should love it.
Oh, I do. They should. I mean, they should cover that in the credit sequence. Why wouldn't they?
So on the breadcast, we always rate the breads. We always rate the dishes we try, but we change the rating system each time. And I always ask the guest what. So I was thinking we could do this on kind of the pitchfork scale, 1 to 10, but with decimal points.
Okay.
But what should be the thing? What 1 to 10? What? In previous broadcasts, we've had matzahs, we've had champagne glasses. It can be anything.
1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Something like this is something that Santa would eat with like milk and cookies are left out for Santa.
Yeah. Maybe a story. 1 to 10 stories on a gingerbread house.
That's great.
Wait,
Perfect.
hold on. Or what if it was? There's 9 reindeer
Okay.
with Rudolph.
So 9, including Rudolph, or Rudolph is the 10th.
Rudolph is the 9th, and then if you include Santa, that's 10.
So,
Okay, so on from one to 9 reindeer plus Santa.
And
Yes.
Santa is 10.
And Santa's 10.
Okay.
Dasher
10
is 1.
10 is the best.
Santa is 10 is the best.
Okay,
And then Dasher is 1.
1.
Dancer is 2.
Oh boy.
I think Rudolph is the best.
Rudolph is 9.
Santa's
Santa's
like
the
9.
best.
Rudolph is 9. Okay.
Rudolph is 10. Rudolph beats Santa? What world are you living in?
I like that a
mean-
lot. I think that's a really great.
You think that's a good Christmas take? Is that Rudolph beats Santa? Oh,
No, I didn't say. I just said
You're
I
on
was
my
liking
side.
your rating system.
All right, good. Thank
Calm
you.
down.
I'm not going to argue this anymore. I do think that Santa owes a lot to Rudolph.
What?
He led his sleigh one night.
Yes, it was a foggy night.
Yeah.
Rudolph's nose was so bright that he led his sleigh one time, and that makes Rudolph cooler than Santa?
Without Rudolph, Santa would have crashed his sleigh right into Tower 7.
Tower 7.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what really happened.
First of all,
On
some
Christmas
research.
By the
Day, a different. Not even.
this is like 1950s or so when
Right.
this even happened.
Yeah.
So Rudolph saved Christmas for a bunch of fucking racist 1950s America. He saved it for Donald Trump's America.
Well, fucking Santa was doing the deliveries to these people.
Rudolph saved the day. His nose is red.
Yeah, so? Look, I'm not going to argue this anymore. I just think that we'll go with your system that Santa's 10.
If Rudolph existed, he'd be like a Proud Boy member.
Rudolph would not be a proud boy. That's insane. Because he's got
You
a red
zoom
nose.
in on that red-
associates you with a red hat.
Zoom in on that red nose, and it says, "Make America Great."
Yeah. What do you think of that, Wiger? Santa's 10. Rudolph is 9.
I think you
Okay.
zoom in on that red nose, you see a hammer and sickle.
Oh
I
my-
think he's a socialist.
He's a.
All right, so Dasher's 1.
Yes.
Dancer's 2.
Dasher,
Prancer's 3. Nick, can you name more of them? Dasher, Dancer,
Prancer and Vixen.
Comet,
and Cupid.
you know it.
Donner and Blitzen.
Yes.
But the most... Wait, is it Blitzen first or Vixen first?
On
That's
Dasher, on
Vixen.
Dancer, on Comet, on Blitzen. Wait. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Comet,
On Cupid?
on Comet.
On Dasher, on Dancer.
We had it just a
Wait, we
second
just
ago.
had a second ago.
On Dasher, on Dancer.
You know Dancer
Prancer,
and
on Vixen.
Dasher and
Prancer
Prancer
and
and Vixen.
Vixen, Comet,
and
Cupid, and Donner, and Blitzen.
Budsy, yeah.
So recall the most wonderful reindeer of all, better than Santa, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Made America great again.
Kept the sleigh from crashing into tower.
We need to rate these.
7.
So what would you guys give these on a scale of Prancer to Santa? Is that right?
I'm going to go with a pitchfork system, and you can translate it to reindeer as you choose.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is an 8.0 cookie.
Ooh, 8.0.
Yeah.
I think that's a good rating. I think it's
a very good rating.
a high rating. I think it's high. What would you...
What was right before Blitzen?
Just give it a number. Just say a number between 1 to
7.8.
7.8.
But I want to say you did a wonderful job.
You did a
I'm
very
taking
good
into
job.
account my distaste
cinnamon?
for gingerbread cookies. This is one of my. This is a great gingerbread.
It's
cookie.
a very good execution of a gingerbread cookie. Not my first choice of holiday cookie or cookie in general. The points I'm deducting are for the cinnamon candies.
It's like if I was delivered with the best anchovies ever, and I don't like anchovies. I'm talking like turtle speak. I don't know why I chose anchovies. I'm saying like something of like I'm saying something like if you had the best version of something you don't like.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't want to offend you. I think they're very good.
No, you're not offending. I think, I would say...
You know what? I'm going to do Handle and Club because I can't just... I know that Blitzen is 8, so I'm going to go Blitzen.
Okay, Blitzen. We're both at Blitzen.
Blitzen, I think I would give these on the pitchfork scale... I think these are good, but they're like a little bland. I agree that they're not like my choice of cookie. If I had a bunch of cookie options in front of me, I would not choose gingerbread. I would probably go a 7.5.
Oh, okay.
7.5 is very fair.
Is that below Blitzen?
It is.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
Dasher
whatever.
and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen,
Vixen,
Comet and Cupid and Donner and Donner.
This is a Donner.
Donner, it's a Donner Point Cupid.
Donner. Yeah.
I got a Dahmer next to me. Yeah, they're good, Joe. You did a good job.
They're okay. They turned out okay.
Nice work.
Well, great. Well, thanks, guys. So yeah, that's our baked good. But if you've listened to the Breadcast before, you know a lot of times I reveal that I've actually made a second baked good,
Whoa.
Wow.
and
Today you didn't.
today I didn't. Just kidding, I did. It's time
Wow.
it's time for a segment we call Surprise Rise.
Wow. Is there a song to this?
There is a song, but it gets edited in. Let me get the Surprise Rise.
Wow.
Wow. This is great.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
There was a reason for that big knife.
I figured it out. I know about the surprise rise. I've heard the Breadcast before. This is what he does.
This Wolverine's getting eaten.
Yeah.
Dave is going for the Wolverine. Was that a bit? Was that a bit, or did you do that? Was that for real? Joe just spilled what is baked goods directly onto the floor. I don't know if this was is this
Joe!
for real? That was not a bit. You
That
really
wasn't
did that.
a bit. That really happened. Look, there's still one that I'll eat right there on the floor.
Joe dropped all his cupcakes onto the floor. This is
That wasn't. That had to.
this is tragic.
I spent so much time on those. I can't believe that.
Are you alright?
I spent so much time on that. I thought that. Oh my God! Who is that? What?
I need him a backup surprise.
Oh my God! Santa Claus! Santa!
Santa's
I
here.
smell gingerbread.
You
I
did-
can't. But
you-
I brought Joe sent this to the North Pole in case this very scenario happened.
It's true, I did. Santa, I can't believe you're here on the Breadcast Holiday Special.
Wow,
Well,
Santa
I've got
is
a
here.
couple more weeks until I have my big night, so here I am. Well, thanks for sharing the mic.
Yeah, Santa, lean in on the mic.
Hi, podcast listeners. This is Santa.
This is incredible. I can't believe this. I was like, so excited to have the Doughboys on this show, but to have you also.
The original Doughboy. The
original
doughiest boy.
This is really a much better booking than the Doughboys. I
And
think people will be over the moon to hear Santa.
Yeah, I kind of was pissed that we didn't just do a solo one with me, but that's fine.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be a surprise walk on. He should have had a full episode with Santa. This is an amazing booking.
Well, I didn't know that
a
I was
mythical
gonna spill,
creature.
I was going to spill the surprise rise, and you were there ready to you were there ready with this backup surprise ride.
Hey, I'll eat one of those off the floor.
You don't need to do that.
Well, I'll do it on air.
You don't need to do that.
Okay.
Those are don't do that. So, wow, great. So we have a second surprise rise, and it's a little foggy, but it's a cake.
Wow.
It's a chocolate cake.
God, the
with
frosting on that looks so good.
Cream cheese frosting.
Wow.
And this frosting I did make.
This looks awesome.
Wow.
This looks
is
so
not
good.
from a tube. I made this. Santa, will you stay with us and try the cake?
Of course.
Santa, you can have a gingerbread
Can I
cookie
have a
too.
gingerbread cookie?
Help yourself,
Let
pal.
me go ahead and pull down my beard.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's,
Oh, I
oh
didn't know
God.
Power to do that.
That was horrifying. Like tore some of his skin off.
Much like a Santa costume, my beard has a retractable. I can pull it down so that it's easier for me to eat things.
Yeah, I mean it
makes
looks
sense.
painful, but I
Santa,
get it.
Be careful when you eat the red. I think I broke my tooth for real, so just watch
Yeah,
yourself.
Yeah.
those red candies are a possible tooth shatterer. And also, Dave already ate the Wolverine one, which I know you probably had your eye on.
Oh yeah, we had a Wolverine.
There's a
we had a
Wolverine
Wolverine
cookie.
cookie.
I only eat cookies in the real MCU.
Got it. Right. Not the Fox Marvel universe, the actual MCU. Yeah, that's fair.
Wow.
Very chewy, soft.
Yeah, you eat tons of cookies. So how does this compare to some of the
That's
cookies?
a lot of competition.
I
Yeah.
know cookies all over the world in every living room.
Maybe the best living cookie evaluator. Has anyone eaten more cookies in history?
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, Cookie Monster might be number one.
Mitch, maybe.
Right, Mitch, Cookie Monster, Santa.
Joe, I don't know the rating system that you established earlier because I was flying in from the North Pole,
Right.
but I give it 4 forks.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that the Doughboys?
Which equals out to an 8, a Blitzen. He
A
Yeah,
gets
that's
Blitzen.
good. You got
we
a
were rating
Blitzen.
them on reindeer earlier.
Ah,
10. And you know what was number 10? Santa was you, Santa.
meaning the worst.
No, you were
The
best.
best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh!
I will admit that I was arguing that Rudolph should be 10 and you should be 9.
Explain.
I just thought you owe a lot to Rudolph because he saved your
Nick,
sleigh.
I guess you didn't expect Santa to fucking
Yeah, I
show
didn't
up.
expect me. I mean, I should not have revealed that
You
to
must
him.
feel like
I
a
could have
real
chosen. I could have chosen to keep my mouth shut.
You're saying I'm the Lady Gaga and Rudolph is the Bradley Cooper.
I guess I was saying that yes, that Rudolph ultimately pulled you to success.
Well, it's a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
Let's just get my list out here.
Oh,
Oh,
God
he's
damn it.
always.
It's cold. As
No, I got
Oh.
naughtied.
You know, first of all, he likes that he gets called naughty.
I love being naughtied.
Oh, my
and second of all, he thinks coal is efficient, so it's a good gift.
Oh, he's clean. He's pro clean
It's- yeah,
coal.
I'm in a real quandary because you enjoying that I call you naughty it puts you farther down on the naughty list. If I call you naughty, it's just like it's a never-ending cycle.
Right. It's just a downward spiral. But hey, that's where we are. I'm so excited to eat this
You guys
cake.
want
This
to?
cake looks
Can we cut into this
fantastic.
cake?
You know what's
Can
funny?
we, please?
I got excited to see Santa for real.
You did
I
it.
did
This
too.
is
I
exciting.
was excited to see you, the goodest boy,
Whoa.
Wait, Mitch is the goodest boy?
Yes.
in the room. Oh, Joe's here too. Hold on. Dave too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your cats are somewhere around here.
Joe
Is
is-
Rachel here or does Rachel leave for these recordings?
Rachel storms out.
Are you going to do the cupcake bit again where you drop cupcakes on my floor?
Did you wait? Because those it was a pretty well played pratfall. You dropped those cupcakes. My question is, did you put any frosting on those cupcakes? Because is that something you're gonna have to clean up later, or did you intentionally design them to be easy to clean up?
Well, I mean, I think all of this has happened. I spilled the cupcakes and Santa Claus
Right,
showed
it
up.
happened for real,
that
and then
happened.
a miracle
But I
occurred.
guess,
Yeah, I
guess if we
apologize.
were going to talk about whether I staged this or not, those are probably maybe cupcakes I bought at a store.
I had
Oh,
no
got it,
idea
okay.
about any of this ahead of time.
Yeah.
Would you, Joe, or Santa, if this was staged, would that be naughty? That something naughty that Joe had done? If this was all a fraud to get
my
you to
God.
appear?
You're saying falsely summoning my likeness?
Yes.
What do you? What?
Yeah, well, that's actually in the North Pole is punishable by death.
Oh my God. Joe Saunders could be executed for summoning Santa on false
Wow,
terms?
It
That's
happened
nice.
in the North Pole.
Thanks, bud.
Oh, right, but this is not your jurisdiction.
Santa, I got a question
Correct.
for you.
Yeah.
What about like the jackass guys when they pull their pranks? Is that naughty or is that nice?
I feel like it's in good fun, but I'm curious as what Santa's ruling is.
Well, I'd say it's nice when they're stapling their nuts to each other's butt sacks or whatever they do.
Right.
It's naughty when they bad grandpa people.
Oh, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's
Innocent
true.
people are just trying to go about their day and they get bad grandpa'd.
Their butt sacks? Is that what you said?
I don't know.
That's North Pole terminology, Joe.
Sometimes it does feel like those real people are having fun with it, though. It just depends on how far they're pushing it.
As long as they get everyone to sign waivers.
So if they sign a release, it's not naughty.
They sign a release, but they have to submit the releases to me at the end of every production.
I didn't realize that those were where those ended up, because I've worked on a number of shoots where we have those releases. I didn't realize those are ultimately going to Santa at the North Pole.
And then I recycle them to make computer paper.
Oh, that's so efficient.
Every dad's favorite gift.
Man,
White computer paper.
my dad loves getting a big ream of
I know.
heavy stock paper. Is George Wiger on the nice list this year? You probably can't. Probably asking that is a naughty
I'm
question.
not at liberty to say.
Okay.
Is there? Can you tell us who's at the top of the naughty list this year?
Yes.
I'd love to hear it.
Still Hitler.
I didn't realize the dead were still getting on the
everyone
naughty
get-
list.
He was so bad that we keep counting him. It's like
Oh,
how
wow.
Thriller was number one for. It's still
Right.
in the top 40. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still Hitler.
He's the Thriller of naughty boys.
This cake looks so good. I'm
and Joe,
so
you
excited. to eat it.
you didn't cut a slice for Nick.
We
Which
can-
I think is
we can
good.
share.
Didn't I
these.
give him you? No, take this one.
Okay,
I
Joe's
thought I
handing me
cut
his
you.
piece.
I
That's
got-
very nice.
there's
Thanks,
two.
buddy.
No, I liked that you didn't give him a slice.
Well, I am naughty.
I don't get on the naughty list.
You know who's number 2 on the naughty list this year?
Who?
President Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, of course.
I thought so.
So, this is chocolate
He's gone
cake.
through enough by he's
with-
been getting roasted on all the late night shows, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm naughtying all those people who made fun of him too. Jimmy Fallon, James Corden. That guy eats cookies.
Not Trevor Noah.
Yes, Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah's on the naughty list?
Yes, and all of his correspondence.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is so the
Wait,
the-
let's.
oh yeah,
you
please.
guys are
Before
trying
our
the cake
evaluation,
right
I'll
now.
need it.
Let me tell you about why I made. I made the cake because my dad always makes a chocolate cake with vanilla frosting every Christmas, and we kind of treat it as though it's a birthday cake for the baby Jesus, which is these days everyone forgets a lot of that
I know,
stuff.
it's a shame.
It's a shame.
Santa, how do you feel about that?
I wasn't paying attention. I was eating cake. What?
Christmas is Jesus' birthday.
Right. Ho, ho, ho. I almost forgot.
Oh, okay. Well, good. So
Honestly, when I was created
oh my God.
by Jesus, I, it wasn't really taken into consideration too much. This was just the sort of they sort of went, take Christmas and have fun with it, roll with it,
That's a very nice. The gift of Jesus. Jesus was born. He gave his life for us, and then he
Yeah.
also gave us Santa on top of all that. Nick.
Jesus created Santa. People forget that.
That's pretty great, Joe.
His
And-
greatest creation.
And also, you make
That's really
you make
beautiful.
your cake for baby Jesus.
That's right.
Do you blend it into a goo for the baby to eat?
Well, the baby he doesn't actually show up and eat the cake.
All right.
Anyway, you guys are digging in. Let me talk a little bit about where. So, this was chocolate cake, but I got the recipe actually from the Better Homes and Gardens baking cookbook, which we've used a few times on the show before. I actually used it for those cream cheese marble brownies. I think in episode 1 or 2. And I've never made a cake before. This is my first time ever baking
Wow.
a cake and putting icing on a cake. I don't know.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Have you guys made cakes before?
Not from scratch.
Never.
Santa, you ever made a cake?
Nope, Mrs. Claus is the baker in the family.
Oh, okay.
I've made brownies from scratch, and I've made a cake from mix, but I've never made a cake from scratch.
It was surprising. I was surprised at how easy. I thought it was
Oh, wow,
actually
okay.
pretty easy.
Right.
Just to kind of talk about all the stuff that went into it. So you start off, you got to get these you use two 8-inch baking pans. Put some butcher's paper at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And then you basically just combine all the ingredients. Flour, unsweetened cocoa powder. That's was the chocolate thing. That's what the chocolate taste is.
Right.
You just use the Hershey's kind. Baking soda, baking powder. Then you add in butter and sugar, eggs, vanilla. and you combine all that together into a batter. Pour that in the 2 pans. 30 minutes at 350 degrees, both things. And take them out, let them cool. You then make the icing, and the icing is basically also just like combining a bunch of stuff together. It's butter, vanilla. It was like a half a cup of butter, a little bit of vanilla, like a package or like a regular package of cream cheese, and then 5 cups of powdered sugar.
Wow.
Which is a lot of powdered sugar.
That is a lot.
And you just blend all that together and you put it on.
I got news for you, Joe.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas treat. It's delicious.
Whoa.
It is delicious.
It's so good. I've eaten my whole slice. I want more of it. It's
If you want more, have at it.
Have more.
It's appropriate that Santa's here. I don't want to jump ahead to the rating of it. Joe, you did actually truly drop cake on the floor for real.
Wait, why is it appropriate that Santa's here?
Because if I'm ranking it on the same scale,
I think it's a different scale, right?
is it a different scale?
Same scale.
Oh, it's the same scale. Okay.
If I'm ranking it on the same scale, this gets a Santa.
Wow,
What?
a 9.0.
This gets a 10. Wait, that's
It gets a 10.
this gets
Wow.
a 10. That's pretty
Joe,
crazy.
it's delicious.
That's pretty crazy. I don't know if I could give this a 10.
Can you cut me another slice?
Yeah, well, you
a
can
small
cut
slice.
You can cut yourself a slice.
No, you can do it.
So,
Yeah, make Joe do
you
it.
do it.
hey.
Joe,
Okay. You want it like that?
I thought you were trying to get off the naughty list.
That
Yeah.
looks like a pretty
Don't
big
make your
slice.
guess-
You want a
Do
big
their own
slice?
labor?
Do you want a smaller slice than that?
So just a tiny slice, just a little slice.
That looks like you're giving him a full slice. I'm just saying
Relax,
from my
Wiger,
angle.
shut up.
Okay, that's a slender
It was
slice.
a slender slice.
Okay. Yeah, this is very good. I really like the cake is great, and that's the thing that I think a lot of times like people just think of cake as a frosting delivery mechanism.
No way.
But the cake here is actually really well made, really flavorful, nice and moist. This cake was in the cold case, obviously.
Yeah.
Is this one that you want to serve cold? Because I know you had to do that for the reveal, or is this one that is you put on the counter and you serve room temp ideally?
Good question. Because of the cream cheese frosting, you're supposed to store it in the fridge.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But maybe I think it's one that you would maybe take out, like if you were going to serve it
Yes.
at dinner, or you would take it out of the refrigerator and let it like get a little bit more room temperature.
A little
before
earlier,
cutting it
yeah.
up.
Yeah, because that was one thing I will say that maybe the temperature is colder than I'm used to for a cake, but still enjoyable for a cake that's not an ice cream cake. Still enjoyable, and the frosting is great. I will say
frosting
that
is
like
pretty, yeah.
it's really the cream cheese frosting's really yummy. I like cream cheese frosting. I think it's got just like a nice little zing to it. I just like for me. I like the bits where I like the parts of cake that aren't the end because the end's got so much frosting and it's just a little too much for me. I like kind of the middle chunks where you're just getting that center line of that sort of ribbon of frosting running through. But I've saved a few bites for the end so I can have another bite right before my evaluation to lock it in. So I'm gonna take another bite right now.
I'm
Great.
about to finish my second slice.
Oh boy. Yeah, I thought this turned out really well. I do. It was like hard to cut because it was so cold. So I think you do want to let it get to room temperature before you slice it. But I like cold cake. I like desserts like this that are served cold. Santa, what do you think?
Santa.
What?
I think that was downright naughty.
Santa burp.
Oh yeah,
you were belching into the mic.
Who you gonna report me to? Me?
Boy,
I'm God, man.
This is a flaw in the system. You're above the law.
Watches Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Ooh, a naughty Santa's a good movie idea, Nick.
That's a great idea. Naughty Santa, he's above the law. Oh my God, fucking Naughty Santa. That's a pitch. You fucking sell Naughty Santa.
Bad Santa exists.
No, but
too.
Naughty Santa is different. Bad Santa is a guy pretending to be Santa to rob a fucking store.
You're saying
Naughty
Santa
Santa
is corrupted and
Naughty Santa is Santa, but he's being naughty. He's learned that he can be naughty. He's above the law. That is an interesting pitch. I'm sorry, Santa.
Wasn't there the
that's
Santa?
okay. I mean, I'd have to give approval for them to use my likeness, and I don't know if I want that out there in the world. But
So have you been doing that for Christmas movies in general, like for Elf and the Santa Claus? You signed off on those?
yes,
Oh, interesting.
I get a check every time they air.
You must be making some great royalties because those Christmas movies run a lot.
I am drowning in it, guys.
Wait, hold on. You signed off on the new one on Netflix, The Christmas Chronicles. You signed off on that one?
The
course.
Kurt Russell one.
Got played by Kurt Russell. I made sign off on that. Dude's a fucking hunk.
I also signed off on every Santa pornography film.
oh my God.
What?
I mean, I guess you got to fund the North Pole operation somehow.
It doesn't mean just because I'm jolly doesn't mean I don't like money or porn.
Wow.
You've had to watch every Santa porn?
I don't necessarily watch every one of them. I mean, I'll
Oh, really?
do a little set visit every now and then.
Oh no.
Well,
Yeah, Santa, what
I
do you
think
think?
the cake is delicious. The cake itself is a dense cake, but I like a dense cake, especially a cold dense cake. And it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but it's a good. I like a nice chew. You know what I mean? Like a nice thick. Like it feels like I'm just putting a big old hearty thing in my mouth and in my stomach, and the frosting is delicious.
Yes.
I want to give it.
Well, hold on. I don't know if we'd started assigning our ratings yet. I do think it's
well,
a
I
little
did one.
dense. I was wondering. I'm not
Ever
sure how
interrupt
you.
Santa.
I'm not
ahead,
sure
go
how you get. I'm wondering because I've never made it. Like, how do you get it like fluffier? Because it also felt like it didn't like really rise that much. Like, I know cakes can get like really.
Do you
tall.
want that from that? I don't think
I
it
don't
needs
know.
that.
Did you whip the ingredients?
Yeah, I whipped them.
Wonder if
Maybe
you
they
whipped
need to be
them
whipped more.
Yeah, whip
or
them
air.
good.
But perhaps you add some fluffy egg whites.
That's
Yes.
that's interesting.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Santa, I think that's a great
I
suggestion.
don't bake.
Joe, I think you should bake some more cakes, and I think you should be a contestant on Nailed It, Nicole Byer's Netflix show.
I kind of
think
was.
you'd be great on
I
that.
kind of was having some nailed moments when I was designing these gingerbread men.
You were doing bad, you're saying?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of them are pretty bad looking.
Decoration is his own skill, as you said.
Yeah.
Can I give my, because I know you interrupted Santa. We're still not giving ratings yet?
Let's give the ratings.
Because Mitch already gave his rating.
What did you say yours was?
I gave it a
the
Santa,
Santa.
a 10.
Yeah,
Give it
wow.
10.0. Santa, do you want to give your rating?
Well, if we're going on your rating system from before, I give it a Rudolph.
Wow.
Wow, a 9.
Joe, people are really liking this cake.
This is crazy. Okay.
I'm going to say not quite a Rudolph, not quite a Santa. In my mind, it flipped the order. But I would say it's still up there. And definitely I enjoyed it more than the gingerbread cookies. I'm going to say this is what's like the final reindeer? Blitzen?
Santa?
Blitzen, which you gave to the
I gave a
cookies.
Blitzen.0. I'm going to give a Blitzen to these 8.8.
Wow.
Blitzen point. Oh, I see what you're. Okay.
A Blitzen and a tiny Blitzen.
Blitzen and a little Blitzen.
Wow, 8.8. That's still really high.
Yeah, I think this is a very good cookie.
You should give it a Rudolph. You like Rudolph so much, but you can't say Rudolph. Is that the issue?
No, I'll say Rudolph. I'll say it 100 times.
Can't you two just be nice to each other for once?
You know what?
That would be nice.
No.
I tried.
Yeah, we'll start being nice and watch that Patreon cash go down.
It's all an
We know
act.
how to make the money here.
Oh my god.
I know exactly how much you make. Should I tell everyone?
I would just give this a Blitzen point 0.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
I think
a
if I was
glass of
gonna
milk
say-
with this, ooh, hit the spot.
I do think it's really good. I think cake is also just like good in general.
Yes.
If I was gonna say like a
cake in
Santa,
general
I've
is
said
good.
a Santa on this would be like an amazing. I'm trying to think of like top tier like restaurant cake.
Sure.
I
that's-
never eat 2 slices of cake. I know that sounds like I'm lying. It's the truth. I never eat 2. I really, really liked that cake a lot. Be
Well,
nice to yourself,
I'm
Joe.
being nice
it's
to
a good
myself.
cake. It's
I
a very
think it's a good
high-quality
cake, and
cake.
I think that's a good rating. That's hey, if you had
It's
a,
a different
if you had a
thing.
band
I
and
agree with
your album got that, you'd be happy.
I think I agree with Santa. It's that the cold cake, the dense cold cake with a glass of milk right there. Imagine if you got that under the tree, Santa, instead of
Ho, ho, ho. I'd give that person an extra Nintendo Switch.
An extra one.
Santa, do you ever, when you're making those runs, do you ever use the bathroom at someone's house?
Oh, hell yeah.
So you'll just like take a stop, you'll like drop off some presents, you'll eat some milk and cookies, you're
Yeah.
like, that's not sitting right, and then you go blow up someone's like master bathroom.
But I have to make sure that nobody wakes up, so I make sure that I sprinkle extra dust on everyone to make sure they sleep deeper.
Oh, because you might be making some noise in there.
Yeah.
You use the dust to make people go to sleep?
I'm eating a lot of dairy and cookies and stuff like that. I mean, like,
seems very harsh on the stomach.
blasting ass about halfway through, which is usually about South America.
Okay, right. Someone's home in Peru is getting
in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Now, Santa, you
befouled.
can fit down any chimney. Can you when you go to the bathroom? Can every one of your movements go down every toilet?
That's a great question. No, it doesn't work the same way.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
We've all woken up on Christmas morning with a clogged toilet.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about
wink.
it, I just thought it was my brother or something.
Yeah, I thought it was my dad for a long time. It still happened. Yeah.
It was me.
Wow.
I got one last year. Santa, are you taking shit in everyone's house?
I'll never tell. Joe, I want to say your humility has moved you up 2 places on the nice list.
Wow,
hey.
that's very nice.
That's a nice little reward.
That's great. Congrats, Joe.
Thanks.
Now you're number 12,280,491.
That's like more. Is there that many people on the planet?
There's more than the population of the Earth. Yeah. There's a lot of dead people still on the list.
Or that's counting people on other planets.
Well, I guess if you're
How many
if you're like a
billions of-
saint, you're still probably you're beified. You're probably on the list still as you passed away.
How many billions of people are in the world?
5?
There's 7 billion right now,
7
right?
billion.
Am I wrong?
7 sounds about it. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
I think Santa has a better track of the numbers than you do, Wiger. Sorry.
I have a guy for that.
Okay.
There's 12 billion on the nice list.
Well, that's everything we got to try. That's the Breadcast, guys.
That's it?
That's it. Those 2 things.
Joe,
Maybe
God bless us, everyone.
That was beautifully said. Yeah, I just want to say, guys, thanks for being on the Breadcast. Now that's, the holiday season, I'm thankful for all of you. Nick, Mitch, Santa, Dave, us all here.
What a crew.
Sharing food.
Love it.
This is what America's all about.
You guys
5
got it?
white men hanging out, spending time together.
And we're all fat.
Yes, each one of us.
Yes.
I almost said that like Santa.
You guys got anything to plug?
Check out Christmas. It's an
Check out-
upcoming holiday.
Oh,
that's my
that's kind
plug.
of you're stealing.
Check out Christmas.
Yeah.
Check out Christmas. Make sure you get to bed early on December 25th.
On the
December
day?
24th, sorry. Ooh, sugar high.
Also, check out Santa's Patreon. He has a Patreon where if you subscribe to it, there's a couple things that you get.
That
Yeah.
Patreon's doing great. I mean, just like so many people are just want to give money to Santa.
Yeah, what are some of the rewards? What's a reward for that?
Well, for the premium subscriber, you get an extra Nintendo Switch.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a pretty good deal then.
It's not a bad value because you think about it, if you average it out over the course of the year, it's cheaper than just buying a Switch.
And I saw on the highest tier that you won't take a dump in the person's bathroom if they go to the highest tier, right?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
That's
that's not
like-
bad. That's worth it.
It's like $250 a month though. Like it's like
Yeah.
a lot.
In fact, I'll take an extra dump in one of their enemies' toilets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of
dumps.
nice.
Right in a row.
Hey, I always got one in the chamber. Ho, ho, ho.
Santa's gross.
Yeah. Santa, you might have like IBS or something. You should talk to a specialist. I mean, you clearly have the money.
Hey, I haven't been alive this long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all know what you
I've
mean.
been alive a long time. There's
Okay.
I don't think there's really any health concerns. I'm
Okay.
not worried about my insurance.
You are immortal, a mythical creature created by Jesus
who cares
Christ.
if I just, spend years and years with a stomach ache?
Sure.
There's been years and years that I didn't have a stomach ache.
I guess that's fair.
Back in centuries ago when they used to leave out lamb chops and leafy greens.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
Sounds a lot more healthful.
I miss those days sometimes. Sometimes at the end of the night I've eaten so many cookies I just want a bag of chips. So hey, this year if you want to leave out something salty for me, I'd love it.
That's good. I think that's a good idea. That's a nice
Slim
idea.
Jim or something.
Yeah, put it on a Slim Jim.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, I had a great time, Joe. It's a wonderful podcast to guest on for anyone who ever gets the opportunity, because you get to eat delicious baked goods and hang out with a very pleasant young man. I will say my stomach is hurting now, and again, I don't know if it's from the slice of cake and the 2 cookies I ate, or if it's from the the burrito and the quesadilla and the beans that I had 2 hours ago at Paquito Mas with Mitch for our Doughboys episode.
I think it's what Joe baked.
I think it's Joe's baked goods that are not sitting well.
There's no way to know.
Yeah, there's no way to know.
Wiger, it's time for you to get home and pull a Santa.
Well, thanks for being here, guys. Santa, do you got any last words? You don't have to.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good bite.
Wow, that was awesome. All right, well, that's been the Breadcast Holiday Special. Thanks for listening. Our engineer, of course, is Mark David Christensen. Our editor is Rachel Hastings. And our theme song is written and performed by Danny Cohen. I'm your host, Joe Saunders. Happy holidays.
Bye.
The Breadcast.
It's Mookie!
Doughboys Media.